settled in. He'd came in probably about 4. Came from our south. He was looking for another deer, and at one point we had him within 12 to 15 feet of our blind. He was actually downwind of us. We were both surprised that he didn't wind us, and he just kept working around the area. Originally, I was filming and Cullen was the shooter, and we had decided kind of at the last minute that that was a deer that Cullen wasn't going to shoot that early in the season, in the hunt. So we had switched, and it was a little bit of fumbling to try and get my stuff kind of set up and ready to go. But the situation worked out. The deer had kind of walked in front of our blind and then turned and was walking away from us. Gave me a quartering away shot at about 14 yards. Deer took off. We could tell it was a good hit, and we then heard the deer crash. Left to hunt, so we just stayed in the blind, switched it up again. I took the camera, Cull got ready, and within a few minutes we had another buck come in. Really nice buck. We got some good video of that buck. Another nice buck came in. He came in a little bit closer, but a really exciting night. So we're glad to get that first deer down, and looking forward to the next one.
9th of November. Morning hunt. It was cold. It started sleeting. Then it started to snow. And then I remember started glassing a little bit, and I saw some movement. And I looked again, and I said, "Yeah, that's a deer." And so the whole back was covered with snow, and the horns were covered in snow. And just as he made the bend, he stopped and he started sniffing and sniffing. And I had already got my bow up, brushed the snow off the sights because the sights were all covered with snow. And he was scent checking, and I thought for sure he was going to go in. And so I made the decision to shoot, made the shot, and then I thought, well, I better wait. So I looked at my watch. It was 7:25. I waited until it was 8 o'clock. There was plenty of light, but any blood that would have been there was all covered in snow. So I started going through, and then as I got through the high stuff, it kind of went to maybe knee-high grass. And I'm looking for my lighted knock. I can't see my lighted knock. And I just kept walking and looking and looking, and then pretty soon I saw a mound. So as I started going over there, then it was like, there's the legs, there's the horns, and it was a done deal. He didn't travel maybe 80 yards. Nice. At best, and yeah, he was a nice buck. And I'm glad I made that shot when I did, because I think he was going to go in. He stopped way too long, and he was sniffing and sniffing, and I figured there had to be some does in there. So it was good that I took the shot when I did. So.
Sticking out when he ran away. What time is it? Alright, so it's been about an hour since I shot the buck. It was about 7 o'clock. We did some rattling. 5 to 10 minutes after the rattling, I heard a grunt coming from the east down this tree line. So I tapped Dad, tell him I heard a grunt, grab my bow. Turn the GoPro on. I look up and I can see his rack coming through the trees, and I let him know it's a shooter. He's coming. So I start to get in position, and as he's coming, it's hard. I couldn't move my feet around because the snow is so sticky and crunchy. So he was coming, and I wanted to shoot him through this shooting lane, but where I was standing, I wasn't in the shooting lane. I would have been over here, and I couldn't move to line that shot up. So as he's coming, I knew I had to take him here. So when he was behind these cattails here, I pulled back, full draw, and got on him. But this is also at a weird angle, and I couldn't move because of the snow, so I kind of had to lean. You can see there's a little bit of cattail here. I had to lean over a little bit for the shot. Grunted him, stopped him, hit the shot. He instantly jumped up and kicked and just took off. But as he took off, he headed for this clearing out in this short cut grass field up here by these olives. And as we watched him run away, we could see the arrow sticking out quite a ways. Shot placement looked good, but I don't know why there wasn't the penetration. Kind of surprised it didn't just pass through. I don't know what I hit, so it makes me nervous. As he ran away, we didn't see blood spraying out or anything, so we're gonna sneak out of the blind here, pack up out in the field, and we're gonna go back to the house, review the footage, wait for the guys to get back, show them, kind of get their thoughts and figure out a game plan on coming back here and hopefully looking for a dead deer. But I'm just nervous that for some reason we're gonna come back. I don't know. You just don't know. Alright, so as we were walking out of the blind, we walked out this way and we ended up crossing his tracks where he ran out, and there's just pin drops of blood, and we only saw maybe 5 little pin drops of blood in the snow. Doesn't look very good, unfortunately, but so
we got snow. We can follow their tracks.
Yeah, I suppose.
So just do the same plan. Head back to the house.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah. What's up?
Your arrow's right there.
Where?
It's by that deadfall. I can see that right here where I'm standing. I see the knock.
What?
Well, it looks like the knock, but what else would be glowing? Do you see? Right by that dead tree, just...
There he is.
What?
There he is.
Oh my God. Yeah, see, you freaking aced him. Nice shot.
This is that grab claw block.
Yeah.
This isn't the one I thought it was. Whew. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Nice. So on November 9th, after Colin had shot his deer that morning, our friend Bill had always told us that we could bring our deer over to his house, and
he's got a nice shed in the back, and we can utilize the shed anytime we need it to process our deer. So, and very kind to him to let us do that. So we were over at Bill's house, and we were hanging Cullen's deer up and John's deer. They both shot the deer the same morning. And Bill came down to the shed, and he was all excited that we got 2 deer hanging in his shed. And he said, "Man, I need to go out tonight. I gotta get out there. The deer must be moving." And he goes, "I might be needing your guys' help tomorrow morning." So we said, "Whatever. You know where we're at." Actually, Bill came by the house that night, and Colin and I were here, and he had said, "Well, I hit one tonight, and wondering if you guys can help me go look for it." We were ready to go right then, and he said, "I'm not sure what the hit is, so we should leave it sit till morning." So we waited till the morning and went out with Bill.
Oh, I hope he's there, man.
He'll be there.
It sounded good. You know, I don't have lighted knocks, but I remember seeing that.
Got down to 8, so
8?
Yeah.
8.
8 degrees.
I had to scrape my windows. I'm a little worried about if we have a real crappy blood trail, the frost is going to hide it.
Yeah.
Right there, he shot right through the grass here. I shot him right by that tree there.
Okay.
And I had ranged that tree and it was exactly 30 yards.
All right.
Which is exactly my good shot. And just before I put a trail camera right there, so it's probably too far.
Yeah.
I got real lucky I took his picture.
Yeah.
Stood right here for a long time. I had to move my stool. My butt got tired of being over. Yeah. And it ain't a great blood trail, but then he went this way. And then I lost him. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna find them, Bill. There he is, right there. Keep going.
Oh, there he is, right there.
Nice. Oh yeah, look at them brow tines.
That is the buck. This is
No.
the buck that came through the other night on the trail of those does. That was a little far back.
Yeah, but
That was the inside.
you did the right thing by leaving them.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do. They'll just bed down.
Oh, that's, you know, if we'd have pushed him last night, he could have been.
Yeah.
That's a nice buck. That's my best archery buck.
That's a nice buck.
Wish he had this with me.
Congratulations. Yeah, that is good.
You guys got to take a couple pictures for me.
Oh,
yes, I got my
absolutely.
camera.
On my phone.
Yeah, I'll get some.
I was hoping he was a good buck. You know, you always have that feeling, boy, I hope he ain't going to
Yeah.
shrink. About 10 minutes after I found when I was looking for the blood, I heard him rolling around in the brush out here. I heard the, you know, it was like a couple times. I thought, he's right there.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to get out of there too. Better. But this one was one of the 2 I wanted.
Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, it's such.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Thank you. Birthday. It's been a great day.
How old are you now?
Too old. 34.
Nice. Well, again, happy birthday. Alright, so what happened with you guys today?
We tried like hell to kill a deer.
Yeah.
Basically did everything we could.
Used an unconventional decoy.
What was that?
Oh, you know, this great guy John Muller decided it'd be a good idea to bring out an old shoulder mount of his, put some 2x4s on the back of it, and stick it in the ground. and by God, if it didn't work, it brought the buck right in, and just as soon as he realized the deer didn't have another half to him, he just stared at him for 20 minutes.
So
We're on the back corner of a cornfield, facing would be what, the west?
Yeah, west.
West, so I got shooting lanes to the west and the north in the corner of this field. And there's some good trails coming out. Hunted there, I don't know, a handful of times already this trip, and we've seen bucks every night, so went back there assuming we would see one, and our assumptions were correct. And first thing we saw was a doe that came into the decoy. That was at like 4
Didn't get spooked by it, but wanted to stay away from it.
Oh.
Looped behind it up to the north. Stayed in the grass and stayed low. Didn't really poke her head out that much.
Yeah.
That was at about 4:30. Yeah. I swore I saw antlers drop down into the grass. Like a buck had just dropped his head. And as soon as I had that thought, all of a sudden I see a tree just getting raked. Things just shaking like crazy. So I tell Zach, there's a buck up there. I'm like, he's raking the tree. I get the camera all set up, and by the time I'm zooming in on the buck, he's already headed towards us for the decoy.
So you were with Zach to videotape?
Yeah, I was
hunt?
videotaping Zach. I tagged out, so I've been videotaping him the last 2 days.
All right.
Trying to get another kill. And I'm assuming right when he got to that point on the tree, he could see the deer had no legs or body. And he stopped and just stared at it and tried to figure it out. He knew it was a deer. He knew something was weird about it.
Yeah.
So it was a staring contest for 20 minutes.
That was fun. It got really cold.
So after 20 minutes, then what did he do?
After 20 minutes, he decided that the morel target was, or the morel decoy was a better option for him to possibly spar with or go after. So he started to make his way to the south, and it kind of looked like he was going to spook off of that because he kept was angling away on the trail on that edge. And probably 30 or 40 yards down the line, and he just started making his way back into the field, and it just seemed like everything was kind of falling into place for the nice birthday buck. And And it was a great experience, very intense.
The buck worked his way south to loop around and get downwind because we had a west wind.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get on the east side of the buck. So he looped down around, which worked out perfect for us because he started working up the edge of the cornfield between us and the decoy.
Yeah.
Worked all the way to about 8 yards right in front of us.
8 yards.
I mean, he was close.
Yeah.
Well, so Zach's a right-handed shooter. The deer's on his left. So the whole time, he's like this, and the deer's working up behind him. You know, so as he's getting ready to pull back, you know, I'm letting him know, okay, pull back, so he pulls back. And, you know, it's not as easy as just, it's at 8 yards and, you know, shoot it.
I was way too close to my blind wall, and we were trying different things, and it just, I go to stand up, and I had a GoPro on my bow, and it caught where I didn't think it would catch on the sheet that I had in there to kind of build up the wall for my blind, and I hit my ghillie suit with my string, and just a lot of stuff didn't go right. So, but I mean, we got it all on video. It's really cool. I mean, it's cool to kind of relive moments like that, even though they're not the best. But
All right. Well, this is the last day of our 2020 bow hunting season out here in northeastern South Dakota, and all in all, it's been a great year. It's just great to be back out here with a lot of great friends, and just enjoying this area. This year was really unusual. A week before the season, we were out here just for the weekend to kind of get things settled and figure out what we needed out here. And that week, the one day we were here, it got down to 7 degrees. A week later, we were out here and it was 78 degrees. So we had almost a whole week of unusually warm weather, weather that was in the upper 60s and 70s every day, best of it. And we actually had a really good year. This is the first year that both Cullen and I both tagged out. That was great. John Slate tagged out. Now we're just waiting for Zach and Nate to get it done. So they're out this morning, and hopefully they're having some success. So looking forward to next year. Everyone stay healthy and have a good year.